to generate compression, because what you're using is the structural torsional field to like generate it. And then also
my entire practice.
Also the way that bodies are structured.
Oh,
there's like in order to have stability in all these like gangly appendages, right? There's a lot of torsional stabilizing muscles so that the arm doesn't just like flop around when it's like bending. And so if there's every single joint has these. There's the major muscles that do the actual moving, right? And those do the work, right? But there's all these like little muscles that steer where that major motion is going to go. Like that's kind of what your piriformis does. Your piriformis goes like across the back of your butt, and what your piriformis does is it just decides where you're going to take a step. You know, you have all these other big muscles that actually make the motion of the step. But what the little piriformis does is it points the leg in the direction that you're actually stepping. And
like
so
steering wheels are smaller than wheels.
Yeah. So that's the metaphor. The metaphor is that the little muscle is like the steering wheel of the car that determines where the big wheels turn, right? And so, but what happens is the steering wheel actually has way more influence over how the car functions than the big wheels do. And so the little stabilizing muscles work like that. If you can like get the little stabilizing muscles to release, they actually throttle the larger muscles. So if you can kind of like release those small torsional stabilizers around the joints, all the big major muscles will just turn into butter without even having to touch them. Butter, yeah. Like the butter.
I don't have a good sense of different things I could be doing. I really haven't done much of this practice. I was wondering if you had some suggestions for.
I like crawling, like especially right here. You just put a knee right here.
Right.
And then the cool thing about the knee is you can do point, right? But if you slide up a little bit, then you're into shin, and you get more of a blade, and you can kind of like slide.
Schmearing.
This is schmearing. Yeah.
That's
so it's like squish,
That's
and
a
then
lot of
smear. Yeah.
My dad called it schmear when you would you schmear somebody money. It's like a bribe.
Yeah. So this is another fun one that's a good way to generate pressure in a biomechanical way. I call it attack butterfly. So you put your heels like in the meaty part, right, and with your toes out, and then what's happening is you're creating this like diamond with your legs.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so much of your weight.
No, it's not, because the arch of the foot is a perfect like negative space, so it distributes the pressure really well.
Wow.
But the reason we really like this is all of my weight is on him, but evenly distributed. But in addition to that, I'm generating lateral compression through the diamond vicing of my legs. So I'm actually I'm not just smashing down. I'm squeezing into the side and getting this like.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, getting it.
Oh my God! It's a lot.
Yeah, getting lateral compression simultaneously is really hard to do anywhere. Like you can lay somebody on their side and squeeze them down, but trying to squeeze them up and down at the same time is like. And then that gives you a solid anchor, and then you can use your legs to generate force with your hands, right? And so then you can just you can like pummel the whole rest. You can pummel the whole rest.
Tenderize him.
You can pummel the whole rest of their body just using like almost. It's just like thigh thrust. So you like can create a lot of force with like very little effort, because you're basically just like bouncing and falling, bounce and fall, bounce and fall. Yeah.
It does look like an attack butterfly.
Yeah. Not much of a butterfly.
Well, the butterfly is more into like the vicing, But you can also do that with your arms too. Like when you hug people, a lot of the misconception around hugging people is they think you actually need to like squeeze.
Yeah, which is not ideal.
But then you're engaging muscles that are hard, and you're squeezing hard, tense muscles into them.
Right.
Whereas if you go all the way around and you hug yourself, you can create pressure by just like expanding So you're creating the same kind of like vice effect. And then because you're actually pushing out, all these muscles are relaxed. So you're actually pressing relaxed muscles into them. So the interaction point is passive and all the active point is outside of them.
Right.
So it's a way to create passive pressure. I mean, like most of the like technique that I've developed, it's all about how to generate the same amount of structural impact in the most indirect way possible. Because A, it's easier for you to like use the mechanism than the effort, and then B, the less effort you engage, the more receptive they're going to be to it. And it kind of goes back to that same adage of like just helping people massage themselves.
Right.
It's like I'm still impacting their system, but I'm kind of doing it vicariously through some other part of their body.
Because their nervous system can feel if your nervous system's like chilling or if your nervous system's like attacky.
Yeah, and then there's a really definite art form that Purple has really strongly, which is melding groups together, which is what Purple's doing now.
Melder.
Human crocheting.
This is somebody's face.
You're a crochet one. I did.
And then same thing, like this is one of my all-time favorites too. I was doing this on him earlier.
Yeah.
You plant the elbow, right? But you don't push with the elbow. The elbow is passive, so you're inserting passive, right? And then you plant the forearm in there, and what you're actually
Too much.
where you're actually generating the force is actually here. So you're pressing here, and it's translating through their body into your body into their body. And you're creating a little bit of attraction. So you're not just compressing the muscle, you're actually tractioning the joint and creating space inside of it.
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah. So that's where the function stacking comes in. Like the reason I called this like download the like stacking functions game is because you're like, that's exactly what the game is. The game is like, how many points of contact can I make that all synergistically support each other?
Yes.
Through them and through yourself.
That's the game I'm always trying to play.
Yeah.
When I'm working on something, I'm like, how can I touch them in the most
bodywork
amount of places?
permaculture.
Miaża, miaża? Miaż?
And it can be as simple as just like wedging your foot under, right? Because the foot is, you were getting into a little bit of it there, is the foot is a really powerful tool in the sense that it's powerful as in it's strong, but it's also powerful in the sense that its shape is really dynamic. Like the top of the foot has this beautiful like crown to it, and the arch of the foot has this beautiful concave to it, and the like heel is really nice and round and firm. But you also have amazing sensory awareness. You can feel everything you're doing. I mean, that's all. The tooling can be powerful but not sensitive. Whereas because of feet, you can actually feel what you're doing. Like elbows are really powerful, but you don't really have as much.
They're so numb.
Yeah, you can't feel much with the elbow. Like you kind of like when you're using your elbow, you have to kind of like intuitively just know what you're doing. Because you're not gonna feel what you're doing as much. Whereas with your foot, like with your foot, you can like actually feel more of like what you're actually pressing on.
Miaża.
Just find, there you go. Like lean into it. Yeah, it feels great. Just make it effortless.
Yeah, it's an interesting challenge. Figure out how to move your body against the other in a way that's
effortless. Yeah, you just gotta be. Most of it's just like
a leverage
body weight. You just gotta be on top, and then you're just crawling on them.
Oh, there, holding my foot. That works better.
Yeah, there you go. See, there's always a way. It's just a matter of like cross-linking.
Take a leg.
Here, I'm gonna massage you with my chin.
Your head was doing a great job earlier.
Okay, now you're choking me.
But yeah, moving slow, but keep moving. And like basically, if you run over a problem, at least you're not stuck there. You know.
You get into a problem, it's
Careful
gonna
with
pass
your-
soon.
Oh, bodies.